Goblin Mode!
Welcome back to Goblin Mode, guys. I think this is episode 9.
9 or 10.
Always with this one, he never remembers. I'm pretty sure it's 9.
You don't remember either.
But if I had to put my life on it, I would say 9.
Okay, episode 9 it is. 9 episodes. Can you believe it? We've almost hit episode 10.
What if it is episode 10?
This is the rise. No, this isn't the Rise of Skywalker. What is this one? What's the last Star Wars movie called?
I don't remember.
It was that bad.
It was that bad.
It was. It's the Rise of Skywalker. That's it.
Yeah.
And then the Last Jedi was the previous one.
That was the last one in the saga, right? Like for the Star
Rise of
Wars?
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in terms of like the trilogy, yeah, but there were other films.
Right on. Well, guys, great news. We have these new microphones.
We are so professional.
I decided to spring for it and get this little interface thing that records your audio separately from the video and these microphones. But I did put it on my credit card. So if you want to help out the channel and support us, kind of like a Patreon, you can hit up the Ko-fi link. The coffee. I've heard people call it coffee. I always call it Ko-fi. Ko-fi link in the description or here. If you would like to help, there's no pressure, but I am trying to pay it back on my credit card. But either way, I just wanted to have better quality for the show because you guys deserve it. We deserve it.
I feel like a legit host now because I've got my microphone.
And how do you feel about that?
Go ahead and tell me how you feel.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited.
TMZ, why did you touch that squirrel in its crotch?
You saw that?
Everyone saw. Okay, moving on.
By the way, guys, I hope this will be released after Thanksgiving.
But today it is Thanksgiving.
But I hope that you all ate delicious food.
I know we did. I brought a little player to the party. I brought a Hawaiian roll over here.
King's
but
Hawaiian.
It's like I squished it whenever I was cutting it, so it looks like shit.
To be fair, though, I mean, that's kind of like my jam. Like, I love a flat roll.
Said no one ever.
I love a flat roll.
Also, this holiday is built on lies and genocide, so remember that. Remember what the holiday is truly about. It is perfectly fine to celebrate with your friends and your family, but just, shift your perspective on it. I did years ago, and now I can never look at it the same, but I'm glad because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Is learning the history and respecting the culture and what happened. But speaking of culture and speaking of these Hawaiian rolls, do you think Hawaiian people, like indigenous Hawaiian people, like fuck with Hawaiian rolls? If you're Hawaiian, let us know in the comments. Like, do you think that they're like a fucking joke? Is that like an American ass thing that like we just made up?
I've never been to Hawaii. But if I had to guess, like if I was Hawaiian,
I would say it's American as fuck.
I mean, I would eat it.
Well, for sure, but like I just don't think that like. I mean, that's the thing.
Are they even from Hawaii?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a Hawaiian thing. And if it is, apologies. I need to go and do my research. But
right.
I'm just saying it seems like a very like American thing that we were like, oh, Hawaii, like it's sweet like pineapple or something. So like let's slap Hawaii on the label.
I mean, yeah.
But like,
definitely.
Which they're fucking delicious. I'm not going to deny that. But I just think like part of me is always like, is this actual like...
Is this from Hawaii? Like,
yeah, do Hawaiian people branding? Fuck with this?
Is it just branding?
Right, exactly. So I'm going to go do my research. If you learn before me...
Let us know.
Or if you're Hawaiian and you know...
Drop us...
Holla at me in the comments.
Hit us with the knowledge. Yeah, hit us with the knowledge.
Because that's the thing. I have no shame. I love asking questions. I love learning. And also, I was going to say that on the last episode. We're on this show, we are going to be talking about a lot of our opinions.
Yeah.
And my opinions are my own, and they are always changing. That's the beautiful thing about the human experience.
Yeah.
Is that you're always learning. Sometimes you might be dumb as fuck, and you might be like oblivious to something.
I have no problem being wrong about things. And I'm
me
wrong
either.
about things a lot of the time.
Same. But I love, like, I like being like called out too, like if I'm doing something wrong, but in a kind way. I'm sensitive as fuck, okay? Like I don't want you to be like, look, you stupid fucking bitch, of course those Hawaiian rolls aren't from Hawaii.
They were founded in Minnesota.
I'm like, whoa, just be like, yo, Cheeks, like, glad you asked. Those actually were founded in Minnesota.
By Bradley Johnson.
And I would be like, period. Thank you for letting me know.
Shout out to Bradley.
Shout out to Bradley. So we have a comment from Bradley from Minnesota, and he says, you dumb fucking idiot. The factory's right in my backyard. But yeah, so I'm putting this on the fucking record because I would love for this show to go on and on until we're like in our 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And I know if we reach a point of success, you know, manifest, let's go. Someone's gonna be like, I pulled this clip from your episode 9 back in 2022, and we saw that you were confused about fucking Hawaiian rolls, and we think you're fucking canceled.
Narsel touched that squirrel.
Y'all are both canceled.
This will not stand.
That's the thing, as a content creator, I always have this like intense fear of being canceled, like most people do, because I'm always like, bro, I would literally like unalive for sure.
Right.
Depending on the severity of it. But I just think that like nowadays, like you get canceled for literally fucking anything. And so I'm like, well, let's get it over with.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Please don't find something to cancel me about.
I can speak for myself, but I know that if I did something cancelable, it would be out of like sheer like ignorance.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Like not knowing that I did something like bad. You know?
And like,
which, not to say what I did was bad, but I didn't know that it was bad at the time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But that's what we were saying though, is like, we like to be corrected, we like to be held accountable.
Yeah. I'm wrong,
but like to
all
an
the
extent,
time.
like don't fucking like jump my shit about like
like correct me, let me like learn from it, and let's move on.
Correct us in an appropriate way.
You know, don't kick me while I'm down, okay?
Okay, so we had I put up a Google form on my Twitter, on Discord, all the above, and I had asked you guys like what you would want us to talk about on the show, and we had a few questions, literally 3. So
shout out to the 3 of you.
shout out to the 3 of you. And if you're seeing this right now and you're like, hey, I would really like to submit to that would be cool, I will leave the link in the bio so we can talk about what you're interested in the next podcast.
And it gives us something to like, if we aren't well versed on a topic, it gives us time to look up on it or look into it.
Except for Hawaiian rolls.
Except for Hawaiian rolls. That wasn't even a topic that was presented.
No. That was just me like wondering on the spot.
That'd be a lot of fun. Give us some prep work to do. I think that would be cool.
Well, and like obviously I think we can come up with our own like topics and content, but I think having extra topics will never hurt. And I like to have new and fresh.
You know, if you, the audience, are submitting questions that you want to hear discussed and talked about, I think that's really cool. And I think that will keep you coming back to watch more and more episodes. So.
Yeah, I mean, we want you guys to feel involved.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, don't ask anything like super like polarizing or crazy. Like, we're not gonna. Like, if someone is like, what do you think about like race theory? Like, I'm not gonna go into that on podcast.
This isn't the
like,
war room with Wolf Blitzer, okay?
Exactly. It's like I care about that stuff, but this I want this to be like a little more like fun and
I want
lighthearted.
Like, who would win in a fight, like One Punch Man or Deku?
Yeah, like, you know, something kind of goofy.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Because I know there's some motherfucking weirdos that are going to be like asking the craziest shit. Do you think a fetus is a life at 1 week?
Do you identify as a member of the intolerant left?
I'm gonna be like, what are all these fucking submissions? Can I just get can I get a question like, do you like Arby's?
What is your favorite Arby's menu item? Curly fries.
Bro, dead ass. I think that Arby's curly fries are the best fast food fry, and I know that I'm probably gonna get dragged for that.
I think it's the best French fry, period.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I would say Arby's curly fries, like one of my favorite go-tos, like in my youth, like at least whenever I started driving and could go by myself.
Yeah,
I would go through the drive-thru at Arby's and get a large curly fry with a side cup of cheese, like cheese sauce.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of Arby's
like
sauce.
5 packets of Arby's sauce, and that would be like the best meal ever.
Just get yourself a medium-sized curly fry and a beef and cheddar, and you're set for the day.
Dude, that's the thing. We talked about that the other day. I don't remember. I think it was maybe on our drive to Seattle, but we were talking about how, like, obviously we haven't eaten meat in years, but like something that always like makes my mouth water. There's really like 2 things that are meat items that I'm just like, damn, I could go for that right now. One is a Cane's chicken strip box.
Dude, you gonna make me act up.
Literally.
Like
literally Cane's strips. And I know y'all are gonna be like, Cane's is fucking mid. Like, the strips aren't even that flavorful.
Though. That's the thing. The only item on their menu, because there's only like 6 things, but the only item on their menu that is mid
is their fries.
Is their French fries.
The crinkle cut. But that's the thing. Okay, so he and I actually both used to work at Cane's. I worked at Cane's from the age of like 18 to 19, I'm pretty sure. Because I worked with all my best friends, or not all of them, trust me, there were some freaks I worked with, but if you're watching this, you weren't one of the freaks. You
weren't one of the freaks, I promise.
I worked there for like a year, and it was really great because my boss was my like weed friend, and so he just like was super chill with me and like let me work the first window swiping cards.
The hole,
yeah, they called it the hole. And I would just do nothing. I would but swipe fucking cards for 5 hours straight.
That's great.
And it was so easy. And I tried working
they had me at the handoff.
I literally
and
hated
I'm like
this.
Sweating, getting sweet teas and
well, and they make
together.
you like double check at the like handoff window. They hand you the food, and then you have to double check it like every single box and put it in the bag. And then they're like, okay, only 1 napkin per item.
And they're like, 1 ketchup. And I'm like, this person ordered a caniac.
Yeah, like, you think they're going to spread 1 pack of ketchup that far? They're like, well, they'll be fine. They ordered 17 cane sauces.
I mean,
fair.
That's true. That's fair.
That was my favorite part, is like whenever people would order like a tailgate, and then you had to do like a cup of sauce, like an actual drinking cup full of sauce. Because I would go to the pump and be like, and like fill it up all the way, which that was probably my favorite job, like side task.
Oh, it was pumping
sauce, because I would just set out all the little cups, and then you would like, I learned this from all the people who did it before me, but I would like lay your arm on the pump and you would just do like this, and it would pump out like the perfect amount. Yeah. It was just really satisfying, and it made the time go by really fast.
I always had to make lemonade, and I
fucking hated making lemonade. Literally fucking juicing those lemons. Oh my god, my hands were fucking raw.
It was the worst.
But I will say, I think it was one of my favorite jobs that I had, because it was so like straightforward and simple. Like most of the jobs that I had, I would like leave from work and feel like stressed still. Like with working in fast food, like you just literally like leave where you clock out and you're like, peace.
Right.
Like, it's just like a task, you know? I know that sounds dumb, but it's like, you know, some jobs are definitely not like that. You go home and you're just stressed about the next time you're going in.
I think a lot of people take their work home with them. Yeah. Which is why, like, I don't know, I think we even felt that too whenever we were in the restaurant industry. Coming home and being like, oh, I had this table that was like so rude to me, or
it was high stress,
you know, and it was like you couldn't just leave it there.
Yeah, I think like I definitely miss those days though, because I was so young. I would literally like fuck off and sleep in all day, wake up, eat something, go into Cane's for work, like my shift would just like go by very like autopilot. I would get off and like immediately go to friends' houses to like drink and get high.
Dude, that sounds
And it was
like
just like the
a
life.
fucking jam.
Like I just didn't really give a shit about anything back then.
Yeah, I won $100 at the Easter egg hunt one year.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was
I never
awesome.
went because I thought it was lame as fuck. I
Hey,
never did.
You missed out on $100.
I never did anything with those with most besides my like 3 coworkers that were like my closer friends. Like all the other coworkers, I was like we wouldn't be friends like in real life.
Sorry for that. I brushed the mic with my hand.
I don't know if that even picked up.
Maybe.
Chill out.
Well, we can't hear it.
That's true, but which you can monitor yourself here with headphones. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
I just feel like weird having too much like gear on for a simple podcast. Right.
Yeah.
Wait, so what did I say the questions were? It said
the questions were, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Okay, we can talk more about that because
we're already kind of on food.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, obviously today's Thanksgiving when this is being shot, and we cooked a whole spread. We did a tofurkey stuffed turkey.
Yeah.
It's like a vegan turkey loaf that's like stuffed with stuffing, but it's kind of like ricey a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there was like wild rice in there.
But it was really tasty.
Yeah.
But it takes forever to cook. And then we also cooked a little field roast ham.
Dude,
it's like
that
a
field
vegan
roast.
ham. Pretty good.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good, honey.
And then we had green bean casserole, which is my favorite. I almost said Halloween food.
It's my favorite Halloween food.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish. It always has been my whole life. And I would say my second runner-up, which we didn't even have today because I felt like that was too many dishes to cook, was sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top.
Oh, yes.
With like, preferably with pecans in it. I really like it when it has nuts. Okay, what's your number 1 and number 2?
They're kind of interchangeable. But the past 2 years, it has definitely been GBC, that green bean casserole, baby. It's hard to beat, and it's got all the texture. So it's got the creaminess, it's got a little bit of crunchiness, and it's got the crispiness of the onion strings. It's just so good.
The crunchy and the crispy.
It checks the crunchy, the crispy, the creamy. The 3 C's. It's got
the Holy Trinity.
It checks all those boxes for me, sweetie. But my second favorite is, without a doubt, cornbread stuffing. Like those two, it's like it just depends on the year.
I think next year. Okay, so to finish off the spread, so both of the fake meats, we had green bean casserole, mashed potatoes and gravy, mac and cheese.
Yes.
And what else? That was it. And rolls.
Yeah. So rolls, mashed potatoes, gravy, the 2 meat alternatives, green bean casserole, mac and cheese.
It was pretty good. It just took all day to cook because each item takes a while to cook, but it ended up being fine. But I was pretty hungry early and it didn't finish cooking till like 6, but perfectly fine. We both ate, and then I immediately went into a coma.
She did.
And it's funny because you would think that you only get that from like actual turkey because of the tryptophan.
Trimethylene glycol.
Tryptophan. But like there has to be tryptophan and something else in that dish because I ate it and I was like I need a nap right now.
You were just comfortable, baby.
Or I'm going to lose it. Like literally, you said something to me. I heard Ched like running towards the bedroom when I laid down, and I said, "Stop!"
I literally,
I need this nap.
She was sitting in the chair, and I literally, because I was like kind of uncomfortable, and I was like, I kind of want to lay out. I did this. I literally like made that noise. I don't know if you could hear it, but I like hit it for like just a split second. She went. She like looked at me like she wanted to kill me.
I was literally like so irritable.
And I said,
I was laying in my chair like a fucking vampire. I was like, and then both of them made like a tiny noise, and I was like, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go to the bedroom. I was like, I know we have to do the podcast later, but I'm just gonna take like an hour nap. And I did. but I forgot to move my phone away from me, so my alarm blasted right in my ear.
You played yourself.
And I was like literally like shocked up. And I was like, God damn it.
God damn you, Bernice.
I'm surprised that I was in as good of a mood as I was once I woke up.
I think that's really just all you needed was just a quick little nap. I think you just needed time to digest, because I kind of get irritable whenever I overeat too much, because I'm like, number one, I did this to myself, so I kind of hate myself. And number two, it just won't, the feeling of being full will not go away.
Right.
It's just there, and I need it to stop.
I didn't even eat that much. I just feel like...
Girl, we cleaned up that green bean casserole. It is no longer there.
There is still some in the pan.
If there is some in the pan, it's on the spoon, the serving spoon.
Okay, well, let me have that last bite then.
Come on, let's share it.
No. No.
I'm saving room for peach pie.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. So we were like, okay, we should get like a pie or something for dessert. In hindsight, I would have gotten some sweet potato casserole, but...
Well, that's the thing, right, is they only had, like, our grocery store had, like, either half pies or full pies, and it's like, I don't want a full pie.
No, like, that's something you, like, take to a family gathering.
Yeah.
Like, so they had a half pie, and the only option was peach pie, and I was like, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like peach cobbler, low-key. And then I was like, let's get some vanilla ice cream to put on top. And Nars was like, better yet, let's get some whipped cream. And I was like, oh, slay. And I like it better because you can get the fat-free whipped cream, and
it's lighter.
And it's lighter, and you can eat more of it versus just like a dollop of ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna be indulging in that after stream. I mean, after
cast.
After the vlogcast. That's what I'm calling it.
The vlogcast.
I just decided to call it that just now.
That's a
Vlogcast.
The VC.
The VC. The GM VC. That kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Look at that.
Okay, so moving on from the food. But it was a great day all around. Very delicious.
10 out of 10 meal.
Now I'm drinking this Diet Pepsi, which Nars went and got me from the vending machine. Bless up.
I drank that mine in about 30 seconds.
I always drink mine so slow. Dude,
I'm over here and I'm like...
I am always so good at conserving my food and like conserving my stuff, because I know that you'll like fucking chug yours like you're in a competition, and then you'll try to come for mine, and I'm like, and I literally always will drink half of mine for like a meal or whatever, and then I save the other half for later.
Disrespect.
And then I literally will be like, delicious. And Nars will be like, so jealous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does it feel like to be that jealous?
How is it? Is it good?
10 out of 10.
I'm so happy for you.
This episode is sponsored by Pepsi.
It is.
Actually, it is. They paid me $1 million.
Peebus Co.
Yeah. Just kidding. If they paid me $1 million, I'd be like, bye. Just kidding. I think I would still do the vlogcast forever.
I think I would too.
I just would stop streaming.
Yeah. I'd stop working.
Yeah. We just quit and travel the world and do the vlog.
Yeah, wherever we want.
God damn it, that's the dream.
Isn't it?
Like, love my
so
community, but y'all
cool.
can still see me on YouTube.
Yeah. You're still doing, like,
And
you're still
Discord.
interacting with the community.
For sure.
You know?
But, yeah.
Second question, what is it?
It said, I guess we can go to the heavy one first. It says,
Okay.
how do you measure success?
How do you measure success?
Yeah,
okay.
like, how do you personally
define success? Like,
what is your idea of success, I believe?
Oh, okay.
Or like,
you want to take the lead on that one?
sure. I think that, I don't know, all my answer is going to sound so cheesy and like fake or like cliche, I mean, but
I mean, it's
my idea of success is being happy and comfortable.
I think that's a perfect answer. I was literally going to say that.
Like happiness and comfort.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm always striving for. Like, I don't really need the best in life from like the things I own and all of that, but like as long as my bills are paid,
Right.
and I'm healthy and happy and I have some hobbies going on,
Yeah.
I'm happy as a fucking clam, baby.
Right?
It doesn't take a lot to make me happy. Yes, I really love to like online shop, which I don't click checkout. I do a lot of window shopping.
You just save it to the cart.
Yeah, you just put it in the cart, think about it. If you still really want it in like a week or two, then pull the trigger. That's kind of how I
just do your product research. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I do think that like one flaw, like one of my character flaws, is that I do really like to online shop, even if it's just for like a sticker sheet or a new eyeshadow or a new nail polish. I try to keep it cheap.
Yeah.
But like I am a like slave to capitalism, like most of us are, and I think if I'm not getting something in the mail like once a week as like a little treat, I lose my shit. I just feel like there's no point to living.
Damn, girly.
I'm just kidding. I
just like, buy an Apex pack every once in a while. It's only it's only 100 coins. But it's not like
a tangible item though.
But you can equip it on your character.
No, but I need like a physical unboxing of something.
Gotcha. That's fair.
Which is why I do like to buy stickers the most, because a sheet of stickers will be like $6.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting something cute in the mail, but it's like in my budget. You know?
And you can put it on things that you like your headphones or like
water
your
bottle,
water bottle
or laptop.
Your car.
Yeah. But one day, hopefully I'm rich enough that I can like buy new clothes all the time and just have like a super killer wardrobe. I think that'll be like the day that I own.
You should look into upcycling.
Maybe.
I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, like, if that's something you want to do, like, just sell, like, clothes that you don't wear anymore.
I do that already.
Girly, I'm just trying to help you out so you can achieve your dreams now.
I know, but I'm saying, like, on a higher scale. Like, I guess, if we're talking about, like, what is our idea of success with, like, a physical item, like something that you have.
From a material
in a material standpoint, I would say owning land and having like a bunch of cool dwellings on the land, including a studio. I just really want a studio so bad, that I can make really cute and I can like go ham, and having like a really cool like closet full of amazing clothes and like hip clothing.
Y2K clothes.
But it doesn't even have to be like a walk-in closet. I would just want like a few racks of like cool pieces, because I do really, really love fashion, believe it or not.
You're high fashion.
I really love like Y2 slay, like looks. I really love hats. I love
that orange hat that you have is great.
I love my bear bucket hat. It's so cute. I love it, love it, love it. And I am wearing some cargo windbreakers right now, and I'm wearing my Invader Zim shirt, and I had such a cute look today, but now I just feel like a slob kebab because I'm so full.
We ate literally like 8 pounds of food today. So
but I had my Uggs on, so I looked very Y2 slay. But I definitely just feel in my heart and in my mind's eye that one day I will have my dream wardrobe and I will have a studio. But that's the thing, is those things are very obtainable and not something like super crazy. Like,
that's true.
My brother, if you're watching this, please don't roast me. Love you. You are your own person. But my brother wants to own like a giant house with like Lamborghinis and shit. And like he like always shoots really, really high in life. And like that's perfectly fine. But I am not on that level. Like I still want to stay a simple human.
Yeah.
But like
100%.
and have simple needs and simple wants. But I still want it to be nice, but just on a small scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't have drank this Pepsi. I'm so burpy now.
Just move away from the mic. Pull a Tezonde.
Move away from the mic.
Move away from the mic to breathe.
So go your turn. So
in terms of like personal definition, it would probably be the exact same. Just being comfortable and not worrying about anything, you know, being comfortable in your own body, and like, you know, if you don't have any internal pains whenever you wake up, like that's that's success to me. Like, taking care of yourself enough to the point where, you know, you wake up and you feel good.
Yeah, you don't
every
feel
morning
like
is like
crackly
success.
piece of shit.
Yeah, like
which
that's
I only do
success
every once in a while.
to me. From like a more tangible viewpoint, it's like you said, like not having to worry about like I pay my bills. My bills are paid. You know, if your bills are paid and like everything's good, and you don't have to worry about where like when your next paycheck's coming in because you're like sweating bullets. That's success. Sometimes me, you know, but I think that to me is success, because I think we differ in that aspect. I window shop a lot, but I don't window shop for small things. I look at big things a lot of the time.
Yeah, like you always want like a really expensive guitar.
Sue me.
No, which is fine, because I mean you've bought 2 nice guitars over the past 2 years.
Yeah,
and I think that that's fair because you don't shop throughout the year. So
I'll buy a video game every now and then.
Yeah,
but that's rare.
But yeah, you're a simple guy. You don't really need a lot.
No.
Which I respect about you.
Yeah. But like, you know, we share a lot of dreams. I want a plot of land. I want a studio where we can record stuff and have it set up the way that we want. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, and from a base level, it's, if you're not hurting internally and you're not worried about your safety and your shelter and your food, I think you're successful.
Yeah, I definitely
100%.
Something I've been trying to like reflect on a lot this past, probably, like I try to do it all the time, but I really reflect on it probably every couple months, every 2 or 3 months, and I just think about like how lucky I am to have the life that I have. But I feel like in other people's eyes, from like a societal standpoint, like they would be like not jealous of me in the least. They would probably think that I'm like an absolute like pauper scrub.
But at the end of the day, it's not their life, it's your life.
Exactly. So. But like for me, like I never in my life thought that I would be able to be a content creator full time.
It's sick.
Like, no, I don't think anyone ever thinks that they'll be able to do that, because most people aren't able to reach a point of success with it where it's sustainable. And although mine fluctuates heavily all the time, I think that it typically gets me by enough, and that's good enough for me. And I just feel really lucky in that sense, because I have a lot of friends who work normal jobs, and you know, I've worked a normal job for so long that whenever I reflect and think back to like how horrible it was to like wake up early or like be bossed around by my boss or whatever, you know, like I just feel really lucky that I don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah. You're your own boss.
I have to answer to the goblins, but I typically, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like
you're doing such a good job.
Thank you. I feel like I have more to give. So hopefully I have more in the works for the new year.
Goblin EP with featuring Feet Narsal Doom.
Feet Nars. So I was gonna ask you, just in short, like in passing, how have you been liking your job? What are you where are you at? What are you feeling? For those of you who don't know, Nars was also just a content creator and just like chilled for a long time, and then we started to become in our flop era. So not flopping. It's just the world is normalizing. Yeah, the world is starting to normalize. That's not you flopping. That's just people have to go back. You know, people might not even be able to work from home anymore, so they gotta go back out to the office or wherever it is that they work, and then whenever they come home, they probably want to spend, you know, quality time with their families if they have them, and it's just they don't have as much time as they used to. For sure. You know. For sure. It's just been like a learning process. Don't put yourself down, Queen. Thank you. Well, Nars had to get a job to help sustain our lives, which was, you had a good run. We had a good run.
We had a good run
working from home. And so Nars was kind enough to go get a job at the local Starbucks, and he really likes it for the most part, minus a few things. But go ahead, give us an update on how you're feeling.
I think the job's legit. I have fun at work. There's no drive-through at my location. So that in and of itself is like a huge boon to me. Like,
well, yeah, it's like half the amount of work to do.
Yeah, well, it's just half the amount, because we do get a lot of mobile orders. Like if the closest Starbucks to us has a drive-through, if that's like slammed, people will just place a mobile order at our store and go and just go and pick up their order there. But that kind of puts us in a bind because we have way fewer employees on the floor.
Yeah.
So that kind of backs us up a
For
little
sure.
bit.
I just think like whenever I see like a drive-through location, I'm like, okay, you have to do like double the stocking, double the like I feel like
Yeah, but there's also more people there.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. A lot of these locations near us have like they're always short-staffed.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would rather be short-staffed at your location than the others. I mean,
100%.
100. Ched snorted.
He's a. But yeah, I dig it. I wish I was paid more, but
yeah,
who doesn't?
I do feel like the pay is good though for what it is.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we talked about this not too long ago. How like the federal minimum wage is still like $7.25.
Dude, it's crazy.
And our minimum wage in Oregon starts at like 13 something, and you get paid a good bit more than that.
Yeah.
So I feel like for a starting pay for just like a in and out kind of, I wouldn't call it a fast food job, but it's like a, what would you consider a coffee shop? It's not fast food.
I consider it like a chain restaurant job.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Well, I don't know. I think like obviously.
I think that since I don't work in a store with a drive-through, it doesn't feel like fast food. But if I did work in a store with a drive-through, I'd be like, this is a fast food job, 100%.
For sure. Well, and it's so weird though, because I like think about Starbucks and Dutch Brothers and all the other coffee places, and I'm like, what do you call like a quick fast coffee shop versus like a locally owned coffee shop?
Yeah.
But yeah, chain, I guess.
Yeah, chain.
Chain
I call
coffee.
it like a chain restaurant.
Sure.
Because they serve food.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, I dig it.
I mean, as long as you don't want to die,
No.
then that's a slay.
I close every shift. So that's...
Which is closing hard, or is it just like stocking a bunch of stuff and like getting prepped for the next day?
It's hard if you're busy, because since there's only 2 people on the floor, and if there's people coming in, customers coming in, constantly getting drinks, you can't get any of the work that you're supposed to get done. Mm-hmm. So by the end of the night, if you guys were slammed, some stuff is not going to get done. Or if stuff needs to be done, if there's like a super busy day, like the next day, you've got to stay late and do that. So, but...
Well, it seems like you've gotten the hang of it and that you're getting really good at it.
I'm pretty efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, live your best life. If there's ever a day you don't want to work there anymore, then fucking quit.
Slay.
Live your best life and slay. Y'all are like, wow, cheeky saying quit your job. Shocker. Quit your job.
Quit your job.
Now, my mentality has started to shift on that, though, because I'm like, being poor is not fun.
I would just say, if you're not happy in your situation, look for another job. And
then quit your job.
Make sure you have another job lined up before you quit your other job.
Well, or if you have a savings account, you can take a break.
Yeah.
Like if you have a normal savings account that can float you a few months, you'll definitely be able to find a job in that time.
Yeah.
So that would be perfectly fine. Then you could take time off to enjoy yourself. It's recording. You're good.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, we we have this new recorder that I got on eBay for a really good deal, which I was super happy about. But we're so like used to just filming directly to my phone that like I feel sus that like this isn't recording the audio and it's just gonna come through the phone and I'm gonna be so upset. But
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Also, I was gonna say I think for Black Friday I'm gonna buy those quick release mounts so we'll be able to use my camera for stream for this, which will look way better quality. So hopefully this is the last like scuffed lighting stream, or like, why do you keep calling it a stream? The last scuffed lighting
vlogcast.
Because the last one was like scuffed because it was during the day and the light through the window was like super bright. But even then, I feel like that probably looked better than this.
We were in heaven. Now we're in a cave.
Now we're in a poorly lit cave.
Was that just me?
Or was that Whitney Houston?
Or was that
Whitney Houston? I'll insert that here. I think it's long. Hold on.
Was it just me, or was that with Whitney Houston?
Is that good? That's clearly enough time.
I hope so.
I feel like I said that like 3 times in my head.
I think she takes a long pause though, so I wanted to be sure. But okay, and then the last question on the submission was, what anime character do you relate to the most?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Like, what anime character speaks to you and do you think embodies you?
Well, I don't really know, because I feel like, although it's a really great question, I feel like animes are so different from my life that if I were to be like, oh my god, I totally relate to so and so, it just like wouldn't be parallel at all.
You know, you don't have to like kill demons or, you know, be a superhero. It's just like in terms of like personality wise, like what's her name from Jujutsu Kaisen, Kugisaki. You remind me of her because she's feisty and headstrong and independent and fierce, and she loves fashion. She loves to go shopping.
She's the main girl?
Yeah, there's like 2 main girls. There's like Mai Zenin, and then there's Kugisaki. But she's the one who hangs out with Yuji and Fushiguro. She got the bob cut.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
And then Mai Zenin is the one with the glasses and like the green ponytail.
Yeah.
And she's got all the weapons.
Yeah, I would say I definitely relate to the Bob.
Yeah.
To the Bob Queen.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, out of recent anime, I would say probably the Queen from Ranking of Kings.
Oh my god. What's Hilda?
Queen Hilda.
Yeah. Dude.
Hilda. Is it Hilda? Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like she's such a like bad bitch, but she also is like underappreciated.
Well, and I love that aspect of the shows because she like, you straight up think that she's a villain.
Yeah, you're like, okay, she's like kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
And has her guard up, but then you like learn. Oh, spoiler alert! Cover your ears if you don't want to hear. But she has a character arc. We'll say that.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do. Which watch Ranking of Kings is really cute. It was like one of the most unique animes that I've watched in a long time. And it's kind of short, so it's like not like a super intense watch.
I think it's like 24 episodes for the first season, so it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like One Piece. You know?
Yeah, fuck that.
I believe I relate to Prince Despa. No, I'm kidding. Because I wear a puffy diaper for...
Oh my god.
I don't know who I would relate to. Maybe...
I don't know. Anytime I'm asked questions about like shows, movies, or music, my brain just like draws a blank, and it's like you've never seen a movie, show, or heard a song in your entire life.
I know. I'm like,
my brain just like blanks out
who
whenever
do
I actually watch a lot
to?
of content.
Right. I'm like
Like, I listen to Spotify pretty much all day, every day, and I, like, always watch shows almost every day. So I'm, like, I have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
But as soon as I'm asked, it's just gone.
You can't pull it up. You can't reference it fast enough.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's a good sign because, like, you know, it's not a canned question where you're like, I immediately have an answer.
Oh, I was going to say I thought it was, like, a sign of dementia, but...
No, it just means that you're, like, thinking about the question.
Yeah.
But I would say...
you remind me of the guy from... I would say that you remind me of Mob.
Because
No,
I'm really timid.
You remind me of his master. What's his name?
Reagan.
You're a fucking full of shit liar.
But at my core,
But you're really charismatic.
I'm charismatic
And everyone
I'm
likes
nice,
you.
and I'm trying to steer Mob in a good direction.
You're Reagan. I'm dead.
It was trending on Twitter today because somebody posted a picture of him. Like, it's either from the newest season or maybe they did a movie, but it's him shirtless.
Oh, I saw that too. I was like, oh, mama.
I literally was like,
oh, mama.
"Hey, Reagan."
Yeah, I really love Mob, but
We
I
need to
feel
get back
like
into it.
I feel like it can be kind of cuckoo crazy. So sometimes I get like overwhelmed, but I really do love it a lot.
It is a wacky show for sure.
And then the newest anime that I just finished was Nana, which I think that I talked about that in the last podcast because I had just finished it, or I was like about to finish it, but I did finish it. And anybody who's a fan, what the fuck was that ending? I've never had bigger blue balls in my entire life. And I know everyone's like, you gotta read the manga. You gotta finish it in the manga. I don't like reading. Well,
that's
I don't
the
know
thing,
how to
right?
read.
Is like,
Ain't gonna happen,
it's
Chief.
the same with Hunter x Hunter. It's like, dude, the first 3 seasons of that show were so fucking good.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person because I think that the whole show was just a masterpiece. But I think that it has so many like I wouldn't say plot holes, but like nothing. There's like a lot of unresolved things in the show.
That last season was dog shit.
It was like slightly upsetting, but I'm like glad that I watched it. But like I really loved I really loved all the like weird characters like Neferpitou,
Chimera Ant starting out hot. They should have shortened it by about 30 episodes.
Oh yeah, the filler
Like,
filler was
100%.
a crime.
It was a crime. I was like, what is
you are
going
wasting my
on?
fucking time.
What is
Literally
this crazy
every
shit?
episode had a recap of like 15 minutes, and I was like, I just saw this because I'm binge watching it.
And I'm like, dude, adding to the episode count does not like does not add more like depth to the story. Like you can compact this and it still be as meaningful as it was.
Right.
I'm talking about the wrap up where they're spoiler alert, cover your ears, where they're electing a new chairman. What was that?
Oh no, that was like so upsetting.
Right?
That's the
You
thing.
forgot about it. It was that bad.
No, okay, yes and no. Like I remembered it, but like I still was glad that I watched it, but like there was a lot of I was talking to Riley Roses about this actually, how there's just so many like unresolved untied ends. Is that it? Loose ends.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loose ends in the show. But all around, I think it's definitely my number one favorite anime that I've ever watched because it's like the first one that I like deeply felt like in love with and connected to.
Dude, those first 3 seasons, man, the Hunter exam, especially the Hunter exam arc and the York New City arc were amazing. They were so good.
It was so good. And I do have some manga in like that I purchased that I just haven't read yet because I refuse to pick up a book. So I'm working on that.
What is reading?
Don't know how.
What are frogs?
But the thing is like I know that there are better animes out there that I have seen that I will definitely give them their flowers. Like I could I could name so many, but one is Death Note. Like, I really love Death Note, and I thought it was like such a good like thriller. It was like suspenseful mystery.
Had me on the edge of my seat.
But it was so good, but I didn't have as much fun watching it as I did with Hunter x Hunter because it was just so fucking weird. Yeah. Like the Chimera Ant arc. Come on. Yeah. What the fuck?
What was the game called that they went to? Because that arc was pretty good.
The fucking Greed Island.
Greed Island, that's what it was. I wanted to say Treasure Island. I'm like, that's a book.
The Greed Island arc was so bizarre.
It was great, though. It was good.
Okay, we can move on from anime because I feel like a lot of our viewers don't know what the fuck we're talking about, and they're like they've already tabbed out.
Word.
But yeah, I say that and I'm like, wait, what are we talking about?
But wait, anime? We can still talk about anime, right?
Okay, like staying on an entertainment segment, who would you say, I know this is like a really tough question out of nowhere, but who would you say is your favorite actor? Like of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Like
dead or alive. If they're in a movie, you're so excited to watch the movie.
Damn.
I know. It's a good question, but it's also kind of tricky.
Damn. Dude, honestly, in terms of like his entire filmography and like weighing his bad ones against his good ones.
I'm going to guess who you're going to say. Nicolas Cage.
No, I wasn't going to say that, but that's a great answer.
When you said bad and good, I was like, he's done so many bad and good roles.
I love Nicolas Cage. That's a great answer, though. But I do feel like he's kind of
one-dimensional.
He's kind of kitschy.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like he's kind of transcended.
He watches this, he's like one-dimensional.
Like actor status, and he's become more of like a symbol rather than like an actor. Mm-hmm. But I would say, in terms of like, I would have to say Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Wow.
That's so many great movies, dude.
I feel like that's such a bizarre answer.
You think so?
But not bizarre. Like, I know that he's like one of the greats, like Leonardo DiCaprio, George Clooney. Like, he's like one of the like well-known, like multifaceted actors.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I would say for me, this is not gonna be a predicted answer, but
you're like Harry Styles.
No, I just found out he was an actor. No, I'm just kidding. I knew he was. I think was Dunkirk his first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw.
Yeah, I think he's only done.
That was a while back.
He's only done 3.
Yeah. So my number one favorite actor of all time, and I might be a little biased because I'm in love with him as a human being. I would die for him. I would throw my body into a fire for him. Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to probably think that I'm being full of shit, but I think he is extremely multifaceted. I think he can do anything.
I think that you are right.
And he's so handsome and he's so likable and quirky. Mm-hmm. But if I'm talking about like one of the greats, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem's great.
Those are two of my faves.
The only knock against Willem is he doesn't get enough lead roles. He's like a supporting actor in a lot of things.
That's true, but I always enjoy seeing him on the silver screen.
Yeah. Whereas Brad Pitt, he's a leading man.
Yeah, he's typically the lead. Who else do I like? Okay, let's also think about women like that.
Actresses as well.
I think they go by actors now.
Oh.
I think it's like an all-encompassing.
My mistake.
But women, I could be full of shit. I just feel like I saw that somewhere. For women, I know that you really thoroughly like Galadriel. Cate Blanchett. But I also don't see you going out of your way to watch movies that she's in. So it's not like you're like a stan.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like if you see this person in a movie, you're like, oh shit, I've gotta watch that. I can't even really think of anybody like a woman that I love a lot of women actors, but like there's none that come to mind that I'm just like, oh hell yeah. I really love Florence Pugh, but I don't think she's...
Dude, she had such a fucking sick ass run, and
she's still acting.
No, I'm just saying, like, she literally like hit the ground running and was like huge immediately.
I think she just did a Netflix show that looks really good. It's like kind of set in
like Wonder or the Wonder or something like that.
Yeah, it's like in like rural Scotland or some shit.
I'm probably we love a
wrong.
Regency piece.
Yeah, well, it's like she goes to like help this girl who's like, she's like possessed or something, and they like are trying to figure out what's wrong with her, but she's not possessed by like a demon. She's like possessed by like
a spirit.
Well, she doesn't like talk, and she like has visions and stuff, so it's not like anything like scary. I don't think it does have kind of like a haunting vibe to the commercial. I mean the trailer. But no, I love Florence.
I've just seen like the still on Netflix with like her face on it.
We can watch it. I think it's getting good reviews.
Check it out.
I love Florence a lot. I
feel bad. I feel like Dude, Toni Collette.
Oh yeah, that is such a good answer.
She's a killer.
Oh my god, that's such a good answer.
She's a killer, dude.
She's my new answer. But also with Florence.
She's my answer.
Like Toni, if you've ever seen Toni in shows or movies, like she is an absolute powerhouse.
She is.
She is so good at multiple different accents.
Yeah.
She's so good at crying on cue, being like dramatic.
What's that show she did? United States of Terra?
So good. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was Brie Larson's first gig.
Valhalla Hawkwind.
Yeah, it's so good. Watch that. United States of Terra. If y'all have not seen it, please watch it. You will thoroughly enjoy it. But yeah, I loved it. And I was going to say, we talked about on the last show how we love Lord of the Rings, obviously, but we really, really enjoyed the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I know most of the actors in that were not known.
Yeah.
I think it's like a lot of their first breakout roles.
Yeah.
And I thought that they all did an incredible job. Even the Coconut Head son who kept fucking shit up.
Theo. Come on, Coconut Head.
Every time he came on screen, I said, Coconut Head.
Come on, Coconut Head. I feel like the show started out very slowly, and then like halfway through the season it like kicked up, and I was like, I'm in it to win it, baby. Yeah, I was a little
sus at first, but like obviously they had the budget, so visually it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
But as Lord of the Rings stands, I was like, okay, this has to like wow me.
Yeah.
And it did. I think in the end it did.
The spectacle was there 100%.
Same with what was the other show we watched simultaneously?
Oh, House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon was so good, as people who watched Game of Thrones multiple times from the beginning. And
yes.
Like I've literally seen Game of Thrones probably 4 times all the way through, because I've watched it with different groups of people.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't call myself like a major stan or anything. Like I'm not going to be like wearing a Game of Thrones t-shirt or anything, but like I did really like it, and I think it's like some of the best television that's ever been put out.
Yeah.
But I think House of the Dragon did an incredible job of like mixing into that pre-existing world.
Yeah.
I think that they did so good with like the makeup and everything. Like the king, when he starts to crumble,
dude,
like I was like, bro, this is fucking gnarly.
I hope the actor who plays Viserys wins an Emmy.
Yeah, well, I think he should, truly, because like, he did such a good job.
He was so good.
They were all so good.
The cast was really good.
I am obsessed with Emma D'Arcy. Like, I love them so much. And
Negroni.
Spagliato with Prosecco in it.
Oh, that's stunning.
Stunning. But yeah, Emma is like my like style icon lately. They just like slay.
Was it you that sent me that photograph of them with like the red hair, like the bright red hair?
They like dyed their hair recently, and it looks so cool.
That's sick.
And I learned this shortly after, but I didn't put it together at all while I was watching the show. But old Alicent is the girl from Ready Player One.
Artemis.
Which I was like, absolutely shook by that because I love that movie and I just watched it like not even 2 months ago, and I just like didn't put it together. But like, good for fucking her.
Right.
Seriously, like what an amazing role for her career. I'm just always so happy for
that's like people,
actors who like land such a huge role that like it's gonna pay their bills till the end of time. Like, good for you.
Yeah, we were talking about another Game of Thrones alumni because we were watching Wednesday, the Addams Family show. Gwendolyn Christie is in that show.
Yes.
And she is having a super career post Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
so,
with I almost said Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep,
what is
Sandman.
it called? Sandman, which, by the way, if y'all have not watched Sandman, highly recommend. I wasn't thrilled with the way that it wrapped up, but I think they're definitely doing another season.
Yeah.
But the show is just like so like whimsical and like fun to watch, and I really love the lead.
Yeah.
And Gwendolyn Christie's in it, and it was a super fun watch, and it was kind of short, but it's very like macabre and like very like fun, dreamy, but also dark.
Well, the show kind of lost steam for me because it kind of followed like a linear. So like the first half, it was like a different episode. Like every episode was like different content. It was like, I don't want to say it was like a monster of the week type thing, but then like the last 4 episodes followed the same like cast of characters.
Yeah, like they were trying to like wrap up something that they were trying to resolve.
Yeah.
And like you're right, like the first half of the show was like each episode had its own like
self-contained.
Yeah. But I definitely think it was worth the watch. I think they had the budget.
Yeah.
I think that it's some of the best CGI I've seen in television.
Yeah.
I was actually really impressed with it.
They released a bonus episode.
We haven't seen it?
No, we haven't seen it.
Damn, let's watch that after this. Let's go. But yeah, we started watching Wednesday on Netflix, which was produced by Tim Burton, directed by Tim Burton. And I already tweeted about this, and I'm not trying to be a salty ass bitch, but I was highly anticipating it because the Addams Family 1 and 2 are some of my favorite movies of all time. I rewatch them every single year of my life, and
You're Debbie's love toy.
You're Mr. Debbie.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
And then Fester gets there. He's like, Fester. But yeah, as a Addams Family stan, I saw the cast and was super excited and I was like, okay, I know they're putting a twist on it, but I was like, I'm not. I was like, surely, it's Tim Burton. He's gonna like stick to the vibes. It'll be great, And we started it, and it felt very. I got the ick very early on, and I was just like, this feels like worse than Riverdale. Like it had very like teenager connotations, very like YA. Like there's like a scene where she's like walking Wednesday through the school, and she's like, and those are the furs, talking about like they're like werewolves, and they're like, ow! Like they all just start barking, and she's like, and you're gonna need social media, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And I'm just like, ugh, like it felt so like ugh. I was like, this is not what I was expecting at all. But like, I've kept watching it, and it definitely has me hooked in.
Yeah. There's the mystery.
Somewhat.
The mystery is good.
Yeah,
I want
like
to see what is gonna happen, but it's the writing that's
taking me out, and I think it's really disappointing because it's Tim Burton, and I wouldn't think that he would do that shit.
Yeah.
And so I was just like very gooped and gagged by that.
Yeah.
But I am gonna continue to watch it because even though it's still kind of cheesy, I have lowered my expectations, and I do like Jenna Ortega. I think she's doing a great job as Wednesday.
Yeah, I think she's the
highlight of the show.
She's the best part of the show. 100%.
And I really love like the spooky vibes, but it still just feels too like poppy, I guess. Like
feels too geared towards children.
You said that it felt like
it feels like a CW show.
Yeah, it feels like a CW show, and I was like, that is such a good like reference.
Yeah, I mean, like,
an example. Like,
yeah.
And you're right, but like, since I wasn't expecting that, now I know that it's like that. I have tempered my expectations. So if it does do better by the end, I'll be happy.
I'm excited to see Uncle Fester. I don't know who
Me too.
plays
We
him.
haven't even like gotten to that point yet. And I told Norris, I was like, let's not look up who he is because
I think they were like, we're not going to release the cast member until like
I thought
premiere.
they said who he was.
No, like they didn't release. I don't even know if they said that he was going to be in the show because they did the cast release for like Morticia and Gomez and Pugsley Wednesday, but they didn't do it for Fester.
Interesting.
So I'm excited to see who plays him.
Yeah, I think
It's gonna be a good time.
The mom, what's her name again?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones is like a very beautiful, like on point Morticia. Like I think that she captured it really well.
Yeah.
And
Louis Guzman.
yeah, but like the whole vibe is kind of like it's really good and it's a fun twist, but like the vibes are definitely not like traditional Addams Family vibes. So keep that in mind if you decide to watch it.
That you can top Raul. Is it Julia? Raul Julia?
Yeah, rest in peace,
I don't
King.
think you could top him as Gomez. He was the absolute
or
best.
Angelica Houston. Are you kidding? Iconic.
Smoke show.
And freaking why
Christopher Lloyd.
no
Christina Ricci?
Christina Ricci, which I won't spoil it, but she was the perfect Wednesday, obviously.
She was.
But I also don't want to be closed-minded and think that like the original of something is the only way that it should be, because I feel like that's a very closed-minded.
Well, the original show in the 60s or 70s, I think it had a completely different feel than the movies did.
Which I did. I've seen parts of it, but I did not watch the originals. So I'm sitting here calling myself a stan, but I have not seen the originals all the way through.
I watched the animated series.
Yeah.
That released in the 90s, and that was more goofy. It was a lot funnier because number one, it was animated. But number two, I don't know how close that was to the original show than it was the movies.
Which, fun fact, the original Gomez Addams is the father of Sean Astin.
Yeah, John Astin.
Yeah, which is like really fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because we stand Sean in this household.
I think he's adoptive. I think it's his adoptive father.
Either way,
yeah,
that's still cool.
Oh,
Ched just woke up from a nap and he's click-clacking around.
hello, good man.
But yeah, we just hit a little over an hour mark. So if you would like to do any sign-offs or talk about anything.
What about media? What you been listening to? What you been playing?
Well, since I've been doing DJ streams on Twitch now, I've been listening to a lot of like house and EDM and
nice.
Techno and all the above. Any type of electronic genre, I really have been listening to a good bit to do my research for making sets for stream.
Nice.
And I said it last time, but I do like obsessively listen to Icarus, which I know is like I need to move on with my life.
No.
But yeah, like Swedish House Mafia, like Aphex Twin, a lot of older techno. But yeah, I also I listened to, what was I listening to the other day? I was listening to some Miley Cyrus.
Oh,
Like the Plastic Hearts album I really love.
was that her most recent?
Mm-hmm. The one that had the Stevie Nicks
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
But yeah, really good stuff.
Nice.
And that's about it. And then we already discussed what shows we're watching, but any music for you?
I've been listening to the album Dream Killer by Sumerlands, which is like a heavy metal supergroup. If you like 80s classic rock, like the Scorpions, like that's I get like big Scorpion vibes from that band. They're great. They're vocalists. They got a new vocalist. The vocalist is killer. I feel like I did like a Donald Trump like mannerism. The vocalist
It's killer.
is so good. So killer. Killed so many things.
The vocalist.
And I started reading the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive trilogy by Brandon Sanderson called Rhythm of War.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you started that.
And it's really good so far. Yeah, I did a little recap. I watched a YouTube recap because the books are like hella long. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nice.
So I'm digging that as well. And then for shows, like I just said, we're watching Wednesday and stuff like that. So
yeah. And starting next week on the podcast, we're going to start a new segment on our sign off where we do our favorite TikTok that we've seen that week.
I need to start watching TikToks.
Put it up on the screen. Girl, you watch plenty of TikToks. All you have to do is just bookmark your favorite one and then send me the link so I can download it.
You know what my favorite one has been so far?
What?
At least in recent memory.
What?
And the rockets were there. And the stripes were all there.
It's this guy who's singing the national anthem and he forgets the words. And he just keeps saying, and the rockets were there, and the stripes were all there. He just says, he says everything is there, and someone in the top comment said, it was all there. Everything was there. And we were like pissing our pants laughing
It's so
at that.
good. It's so good.
But
Hey, don't cry,
I think
girly.
For me, I don't know. There's so many that I like, but I'll have one nice and ready for you guys on the next episode.
Hot
Don't
and
you
fresh.
worry. But thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you. But like I said, get those submissions into the Google form if you would like us to talk about any topics of interest within reason. Submit them. And also, if you would like to support monetarily for the podcast, the vlogcast, the Ko-fi link is in the bio. And any amount of money is fantastic and helps us pay off our equipment.
You're all amazing.
You're all amazing. Thank you for watching. We love you guys. Goblin Mode signing off.
Peace.
Bye.